peace was good. Welcome to the show, my CD collection. This is part 34. Got a big ass haul of CDs. So this is just a continuation of the FYE pickup that I got like a couple weeks ago. And on top of that, a couple of joints I got off online and shit. Alright, let's start with the first CD, Xzibit's second album, 40 Days and 40 Nights, released in 1998. Everybody knows Xzibit, West Coast MC from LA, by the way of Detroit, known for his affiliation with the Alcoholics at one point, the Liquid Crew, and you know, the Barbershop MCs and all that shit. You know, he wasn't part of the Barbershop MCs, but he was affiliated with the Alcoholics. But anyways, everybody knows he came out with his first album, At the Speed of Life, classic album. I have that in my collection. Definitely be doing a review on that album. Came out the second album 2 years later, 1998. Singles off this album, I think, is What You See Is What You Get. They have a video for that. And there's a couple of other singles, but I don't want to go through all that. I just want to, you know, skip through all the CDs because I know it'll take a mad long to go through these CDs. But yeah, Xzibit 40 Days, 40 Nights, released in 1998. Pick it up. Then we got Blah 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 by Blahzay, released in 1996. A group from East New York, Brooklyn. Consists of two members. P.F. Cuttin. Everybody should know P.F. Cuttin. If you're into mixtapes, like New York mixtapes, then that ear should, like, you know, ring a bell to your ears and shit. And the MC Out Loud. Singles off this album is Danger Part 2 and or Danger and Pain I Feel. Yeah, I'm glad to own this album. I'm glad I found this album. This album has been long out of print for years. Obviously this is the OG copy, but yeah, I'm glad I found this album. Blah 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 by Blahzay, released in 1996. Then we got the infamous Mobb, special edition, released in 2002. Infamous Mobb, they're a group from Queensbridge, New York, known for their affiliation with Mobb Deep, hence the name Infamous Mobb. Members consist of Ty Nitty, Godfather Part 3 or God Part 3, and Twin Gambino, like my favorite member of the group and shit. Excuse me. There are 2 videos that came from this album, but if you guys had bought their second album, Blood Thicker Than Water, Volume 1, that came out in 2004, that album actually comes with a DVD. It's like 2 hours long, and they had made videos for like 2 songs from this album and a couple of songs from that album as well. And the 2 songs from this album that they made videos for are Killer Queens and Mobb Niggas, the sequel. You can find that shit on YouTube. They're both ill. Yeah, highly recommended. Infamous Mobb special edition, released in 2002. Then we got Nationwide Rip Ridaz by the Crips. Yes, the LA gang Crips. Released in 1995. It's funny because I do have the Downward Riders by the Bloods, but I kind of slept on this joint, on this album. Like, I didn't buy it. I don't know why I didn't buy it, but I kind of slept on it. And then when I've been looking for it, I realized how hard it is to find. It's actually out of print, so I like the cover, you know. I like the blue jewel case. I think that's, you know, original and shit like that. You know what I mean? Which, you know, I kind of noticed like artists don't do that no more. They don't spend their time doing that. But I think this is pretty dope. Yeah, Nationwide Rip Ridaz, released in 1995. I think the singles off this album is Everything's Gonna See Alright. I think Atlantic Doctor Who Ride, I think it was a single as well. Yeah, Nationwide Rip Ridaz by the Crips, released in 1995. The song's been out of print, so you can find it, pick it up. Then we got, excuse me. Excuse me, needed that. Then we got Snoop Dogg's second album, the Dogfighter, released in 1996. This is his second and his last album with Death Row Records. Singles off this album are, I believe Up Jump the Boogie was a single. Yeah, Up Jump the Boogie, Vapors, and Snoop's Upside Your Head. And I think there's another, I think this album came with 4 singles, but I can't remember the other one on the top of my head. But yeah, those 3 songs. And yeah, Snoop Dogg, Dogfighter released in 1996. Like I said, this is like the last song that he did under, you know, Death Row Records, and you know that what happened with that. Yeah, Snoop Dogg, Dogfighter, 96. Excuse me. By the way, this is the OG copy. This is not the 2001 edition that was remastered and re-released. Then we got PMD, Business is Business. This is the second album, released in 1996. EPMD, PMD, one half of EPMD, with Eric Stone and Parrish Smith himself. Came out with his first album of Shady Business back in 1994. That's a dope album. I do have that in my collection. And then came out with this album in 1996. Singles this album was known for is Leave Your Style Cramped and Rugged and Raw with Das Effects. The one with Das Effects is the remix. They do have a video for that one. Like I said, this left off where Shady Business did, and you know, just continuing that sound. You know what I mean? Yeah. Stay tuned for another video, on that, on this album. But yeah, PMD, Business is Business, released in 1996. Another album that's been out of print. For years. They recently re-released Shady Business. You go to undergroundhiphop.com, you can go get yourself a copy. For those that didn't buy a copy, they just released Shady Business, so definitely pick that up. I highly recommend checking that album out. Alright, Shady Business, released in 1996. Alright. Then we got Kool Rap's sixth album, Giancana Stories, released in 2002. If you want to be specific, his third solo album. If you want to count like the ones he did with DJ Polo, it would really be his 6th album, because obviously DJ Polo doesn't rap. But yeah, Giancana Stories by Kool Rap. Everybody should know Kool Rap. He was part of you know, the Juice Crew, and then, you know, came out with classic albums like you know, Road to the Riches, Wanted, Dead or Alive, Live and Let Die, which I have a copy of. The first 2 albums I do need to get my hands on. What else? Then he came out 4, 5, 6 in 1995. Another dope, underrated album. And that album was actually the last one that came out of Culture Records, by the way. Then he came out with Roots of Evil, another underrated, slept on album, which I feel like people don't really talk about too much. And he came out with this album 4 years later in 2002. Singles I was known for are I believe My Life was the single, which was the only single. This is when he was under Ruckus Records. This is the only album they used under Ruckus Records, and then after that he broke out of that. But yeah, definitely will be doing a review on this album. Kool Rap, Giancana Stories, released with the 2002. Then we got MC Solaar, Prose, or I think that's how you say Prose, Combat, released in 1994. French MC from France, obviously. When I did the overview over Guru's Jazzmatazz album, I said that he was a affiliate of Gang Starr. He's not. He was just featured on that song Le Bien Le Mal, and I said, that's why I thought he was like an affiliate of Gang Starr, but he's not. He was just a guest appearance on the song. But overall, very dope album. I like it. If you guys like that kind of style of hip hop, like Gang Starr, like, you know, stuff like that, you'll definitely enjoy this album. I mean, it's like not like hard knocking heavy beats like like, you know, DJ Premier's beats, but it's definitely like dope boom bap, very jazzy in a sense, you know what I mean? If you like Jazzmatazz, but not as but it's like obviously using samples and shit, then you'll definitely enjoy this album right here. obviously I can't do like a full length review because it's in French and I can't speak French for shit. But yeah, very dope album. I believe this is his second album because he had released an album back in 1991. Don't know the name of it, but I did some research. And this is his second album. Yeah, very dope album. If you can get your hands on this album, definitely pick it up. All right, MC Solaar, Prose Combat released 1994. Not to be confused with that bitch ass Solaar. That in my opinion was responsible. Well, not I wouldn't say responsible, but that messed up Guru's life. You know what I mean? That's the best way I can say it. Fuck Solaar. You know what I mean? Where is he now? He's nowhere to be found. Fuck that nigga. Alright, MC Solaar, Prose Combat, released in 1994. Pick it up if you can find it. Ooh, fucking camera off. Love water. Then we got Necro's third solo album, Prefix for Death, released in 2004. Everybody knows Necro, MC / producer / CEO, all that good shit from Brooklyn, New York, from Glenwood Projects, Canarsie. He came out with classic albums like I Need Drugs, Glory Days, and he came out with this album. I consider like Brutality Part 1 more of a compilation album in a sense. But yeah, this album is pretty dope. I like it a lot. I love this era of Necro, like Necro from like from the 90s to like 2004. Definitely like lyricism wise and production wise. And with this album, it's a little bit different. I mean, production style is still the same, but it's a little different only because of the fact that he started bringing like more metal rock influences to his beats. You have songs like Push It to the Limit, the NYHC mix. I think that's what it is. But songs like that. He started incorporating the metal shit. Even though it's not his first time doing that, because if you listen to his rare demos and freestyle compilation albums that came out back in the early 2000s, which I do need to get my hands on, but it's actually out of print and hard to come by. If you listen to songs like Garbage Bag, Do the Charles Manson, One for the Butcher Knife, songs like that. You can hear him playing like the guitar and shit like that, like the heavy metal guitar. You hear like the guitar riffs and shit like that. You can hear that, but over boom bap beats and boom bap drums and shit. You know what I mean? So but this is like the first time like commercial wise, that he incorporated that style into his music and shit like that. But yeah, Necro Prefix for Death, released in 2004. Then we got Threat, Sickinnahead, released in 1993. Threat, he's an MC from LA, California, Watts to be exact. He's known for his affiliation with Ice Cube, the Lynch Mob, the Crew. Even though like from what I read, like he's kind of like an unofficial member of the Lynch Mob, but he rolls with them and shit like that. I don't know too much information about him. I tried looking up on him. That's the best that I could find about him. He's known for his guest appearance on Ice Cube's second album, Death Certificate. I did a full review on that shit. If you go on my channel, look for that shit. You can definitely check that out. He was actually featured on the song Colorblind with Cam, King T, and the Lynch Mob and shit like that. He definitely does his thing on his song. And then I guess like to many people he had the best verse, I guess. And then he came out with his first album. This is like the only album they ever came out with, unfortunately. The only single off this album is Let the Dogs Loose, which was the single. Yeah, I'm glad I own this album. This album is out of print. It's hard to come by. It's pretty rare. I seen it as much as $70 for this album, and I only paid like $7.99 at FYE. So I'm glad I found this album. This is Threat, Sickinnahead, released in 1993. Pick it up if you can find it. Then we got Metabolics. The M-Virus released in 1998. The Metabolics is a hip hop group from East New York, Brooklyn. I don't know too much about them. Mr. Dead right here. I'm assuming, I could be wrong about this, but they're known for their affiliation with Prince Paul. If I'm not mistaken, Prince Paul, they're affiliated with Prince Paul and shit like that. They do have a video off this album, which I believe is Brooklyn, East New York, 11208, which is the zip code for East New York. It was on YouTube years ago. I think they took it down. I'm not sure. I would have to look for it, but like the video quality is not the best, but I like it though. Like you see them in projects and shit like that. You see them showing the playground, and it's pretty dope. But yeah, very very dope album. I'm glad I found this album. Metabolics, the M-Virus released in 1998. Pick it up if you find it. I got this off eBay, so this is an eBay purchase. I got it for like $10. So then I got another eBay purchase. Sleestack'z Behind the Iron Curtain, released in 1996. They were Atlanta-based, by the way of Long Island, New York hip hop group. Like they're from Long Island, but they relocated to ATL. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know, very dope underground group, very dark, very grimy. The singles off this album is Crystal Clear, I believe it was a single, and Ruination. You know what I mean? Yeah, Ruination was a single as well. I think Ruination was the first single, and then Crystal Clear. But yeah, I'm glad I own this album. Yeah, expect a review on this album, alright? Sleestack'z Behind the Iron Curtain, released in 1996. Then we got Tribe Called Quest's fourth album, Beats Rise of Life, released in 1996. But you know who Tribe Called Quest is. I'm not gonna get into his discography, their whole biography, excuse me. The singles off this album, I believe, are Stressed Out, which you do have a video for, and I think Once Again was a single as well. By the way, if you guys can find it's on YouTube, the Pete Rock remix to Once Again. Wow, very very dope. That could have been that easy could have been an official remix. Like if it was on like on a 12-inch or like on the album, but it's not. It was actually featured on the it's like on a Future Flavor, like joint that he played on Future Flavor's radio show that he had with Marley Marl back in the 90s that ended back in like 2002, I believe. Yeah, very very dope. I highly recommend checking that out. But yeah, I like this album. I actually like it a lot. Yeah, this is like the first time they started working with Jay Dilla. You know, when they had the Uma production crew, which consists of Q-Tip, Ali Shaheed Muhammad, and Jay Dilla himself. You know what I mean? And you can definitely hear the influence, especially Jay Dilla's influence, or JD. No, I'm gonna say JD because you know JD from the '90s. His influence on this album, production-wise. Yeah, stay tuned for another for a full-length review on this album as well. All these albums I'm gonna do full-length reviews. The only album I need is the Love Movement. I'm not gonna get their greatest hits or their other albums. I'm just gonna stick with the full-length albums. You know what I mean? Unless it's like some like unreleased B-side joints that they come out with, then I'll pick it up. But yeah, Tribe Called Quest, Beats Rhymes and Life, released in 1996. Then we got Mace presents Harlem World, The Movement, released in 1999. Mace, Harlem MC, and his group Harlem World. Singers off this album is You Made Me featuring Carl Thomas and Nas. Very dope song. You might not be familiar with that song, but if you hear the beat, be like, oh okay, I know that song. And by the way, that song was produced by Kanye West, a very unknown Kanye West at the time. And I really like it, featuring Mace and Kelly Price. Alright, Holland Roads, released in 1999. I got this at Goodwill for like $1. I think like $1 or $2 or whatever, but I was like, it was cheap, so I was like, let me pick it up. Then we got Mac Mall, Illegal Business, released in 1993. Mac Mall, he's a rapper, MC from from the Bay Area. He's known for his affiliation with E40 and Be Legit, who they're cousins with. They're cousins with each other. So E40 and Be Legit are Mac Moore's cousins. And he's known for his affiliation with Mac Dre. Rest in peace, Mac Dre, a Bay Area legend. Mac Moore. My introduction to Mac Moore, he made a song called, I think it was called All About the Fetty, which was featured on the New Jersey Drive soundtrack. Fucking dope soundtrack. If you could find your hands, if you could get your hands on that, find a copy of that album. If you get your hands on that album, please pick it up. I highly recommend it. This is when soundtracks were dope, were actually worth picking up. Singles off this album is Sick With This, and Ghetto Theme, which was the only two singles off the album. They do both have videos for it. If you guys like Spice One, like that type of hip hop, like G-Funk type of shit, then you'll definitely enjoy this album. Mac Moore, Legal Business, released in 1983. See how much time I got left.
No, are you going now?
No.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I was going to go out.
Like, what time you going?
Right now.
Like, how long you gonna be?
Like, probably just half an hour.
Okay. Speaking of Mac Moore, it's a song Versatile off the album, alright? And then I got Goodie Mobb's first album, Soul Food, released in 1995. They're a Goodie Mobb, known for their affiliation with Outkast. Singles off this album are Self Therapy, and I think Soul Food was a single too. Self Therapy. And yeah, I think Soul Food was a single too. They have a video where they're inside like a chicken and waffle house, where they eating food and shit like that. I think that's Soul Food. I could be wrong about that. Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen the videos, but yeah, glad to own this album. This is a hip hop classic. Stay tuned for a full review for this album. All right. And then next album, this is from like the Wu-Tang lot that I got from Gravediggaz, The Pick, The Sickle, and The Shovel, released in 1997. Gravediggaz, this is their second album. This was released in 1997. Singles off this album is I believe Dangerous Minds was a single. The Night the Earth Cried, that was a single as well. And I believe that's it. Gravediggaz, the second album released in 1997. Then we got Gravediggaz Nightmare in A minor, released in 2001. This song was like more like underground release. This is like, it had no promotion and stuff like that. I don't think there's any singles off this album. I think the only single off this album was Burn Baby Burn, if I'm not mistaken, or Fall Things Must Perish. What's interesting about this album, what I looked was that there's three alternate covers. This one and two others. I know the first one that I've seen when it first came out back in 2001. Well, that I first seen in 2003. Excuse me. Was you see? I think it was Poetic and Fruit One, if I'm not mistaken. They're like behind like they were like inside like an opera type of setting, and then you see like the chandelier in the background, and then you see like a mansion. You see like a chandelier. And you see them two that's looking up like this, but I kind of like this. I kind of like this cover a little bit better. It looks more grimy. Looks kind of like cryptic. Looks dark and gritty, and that's what I like about it. You know what I mean? But yeah, Glad to own this album. Definitely expect a review on this album. Pick it up. Then we got Gravediggaz 6 Feet Under, released in 2004. This album is like more of a compilation album. It's, you know, it's not an official album. It's just like a compilation album. It's just songs that was featured on the album that I just showed you, the Nightmare on A minor, and Fu-Schnickens' first album, Life, released in 2003, and songs from that album. Then he just put those songs together and shit like that. I did hear the album Life by Fu-Schnickens. I don't have it. It really isn't that good. I didn't really care for it. I mean, there was a couple of songs I liked, but it wasn't that good. But yeah, Gravediggaz 6 Feet Under. If you can find it, pick it up. Then we got Sons of Man. Their first major release debut album, released in 1998. Sons of Man, I already talked who they are. The singles off this album are Natural High, Shining Star, The Plan, and I believe that's it. Yeah, I'm glad to own this album. This album has been out of print for years. Glad to own this album. Then we got Granddaddy IU's second album, Lead Pipe, released in 1984. Granddaddy IU, MC from Hempstead, Long Island. Known for his affiliation with Biz Markie, Coachella Records. Biz Markie actually put him on. You know, things like that. Expect a review on this album. Yeah, glad to own this album. I'm trying to get his first album, Smooth Assassin, which has been long out of print for years. But yeah, expect a review on this album. Lead Pipe by Granddaddy IU. Then we got Fu-Schnickens, their second album, Nervous Breakdown, released in 1994. Singles off this album is what's this song? Can We Rock, which was a single too, which was like the big single of this album. I definitely need to get their first album, If You Don't Take It Personal. But yeah, I'm glad I own this album. Very, very, very dope. Then we got Hyenas in the Desert, Die Laughing, released in 1996. They're a group from Long Island. They're known for their affiliation with Chuck D. They're under Chuck D's record label, Slam Jams. Chuck D put them on. The singles off this album is Can You Feel It and Concubines, which they have a video for. Very, very, very dope. It's kind of like hardcore in a sense, but yeah, definitely pick this album up, alright? Yeah. Then we got, let me see what some I got left. Alright. Then we got DJ Mugg's Soul Assassins. Soul Assassins Chapter 1, released in 1997. DJ Muggs, producer / DJ, part of Cypress Hill. It's just like his compilation album. Cats rapping over his beats. I'm glad to own this album. And last but not least, Hot Butter in a New Chamber, released in 1998. Hip hop group. I did it from Brooklyn. You know, Wu affiliated group. It's like half rapping, half instrumental, and that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed that CD collection. Stay tuned for more CD videos and all that shit. Peace.